Hey friend, what's up? It's me, Devin Marvell, back again with another video. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. Go ahead and do me a favor before we get started. Y'all already know what I'm gonna say. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for me. And I hope by the time that we get to the end of this video, you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Today we are talking about Love and Hip Hop Hollywood Season 4, Episode 5. Let's get this party started! Hey! So we're gonna start off with Alexa Sky because she is the one cast member who has the absolute least going on in her storyline. Alexa Sky's boo, Solo Lucci, is up at the radio station. He's doing an interview. Everything is so smooth and honky-dory. That's until Hurricane Alexis walks in. Alexis is pissed because Solo Lucci's baby mama, who he said that he would handle and that she's been complaining about this whole time, the baby mama popped up on her when she was at a photo shoot. Alexis says, you know what, F this interview, I don't give a F about no interview. She said, I'm walking in there and I'm gonna confront him. He's been trying to dodge me ever since his baby mama popped up on me, but I tracked that ass and I'm here, okay? I'm here. I'm still here. So Alexis storms in on the interview. She starts snapping on Lucci. She's and she's just snapping on him. But Lucci is being super cool, calm, and collected. And that cracks me up. He was like, I miss you too, boo. She was like, I don't miss you. He's like, okay, I'm gonna let you act like that. You go ahead and act like that. She just is completely snapping on him. And I think we all know that when you are pissed at somebody and they are giving you no type of reaction, it just kind of makes you even more pissed off. So obviously Alexis is getting more pissed off by the minute. Security steps in, they're trying to restrain her, and then by this time I guess Solo he's over it. So he starts kind of telling her about herself, saying that she's been passed around, and does that really set Alexis off? So she's trying to lunge at him, but of course security ain't gonna let that happen. Solo Lucci, throughout this whole scene, he was just cracking me up because he was like, I keep telling myself I gotta stop messing with these strippers, but I just can't, Lord, I just can't. And I was dying laughing. I guess this is supposed to be the end of Alexa Sky and Solo Lucci. Oh, Alexa says that she's done with Solo Lucci and his disrespect. She said that she deserves better. She doesn't deserve to be treated that way. She said that she doesn't need him, he needs her. Alexis tells us that she is overwhelmed by this whole Solo Lucci baby mama drama situation, and she goes to meet up with her friend Lyrica. So they go to get lunch, and she apologizes to Lyrica because she's, I guess, has not been answering Lyrica's phone calls, and Lyrica's like, you know what, that's okay. You know, I know you've been going through it, and Alexis is like, girl, have I ever? So she fills in Lyrica on everything that's been going on with her, all her drama and all that good stuff, and she just says, you know what, Solo Lucci really hurt me. He said some things that were really hurtful to me, and I don't think I can forgive that, and I deserve better than that. And she starts breaking down in tears. Lyrica lets Alexa Sky know that she is here for her, and if she ever needs anything, that, you know, she can talk to her. Keyshia Cole didn't really have a lot in this episode. She kind of played supporting cast member, helping the stories kind of connect and move along. So we see Keyshia Cole, who says that she is taking a break from recording an album, and she's kicking it with Nia and Masika. Masika tells Keyshia that she needs some advice when it comes to dealing with this whole Zell situation. She said that she's pissed at Zell, but she's even more pissed at Ray because Ray was supposed to, I guess, have some kind of sense of professionalism. Masika says that she's mad at Ray because she didn't really want Zell there in the first place, which she has a point, but at the same time, girl, if you did not want Zell there, then he would not have been there. So she asks Keyshia what she should do about the whole Zell situation. She says that, you know, you should go ahead and just sit down with Zell and talk to him about how you feel about it. Nia says, I too have some problems, Keyshia. She lets Keyshia know about her situation with Tiara. She says, you know, she really wants to help Tiara with this whole drinking problem, but Tiara doesn't want help and they can't force her to get help. And Keisha's like, you know what, I really don't feel comfortable talking about somebody with a possible addiction situation when they're not here. You have to talk to her. You need to talk to her about it. And that's all you can do, and let her know that she'll be there for her. Because a good friend is hard to come by, especially in LA, she says. And I'm like, finally somebody has said it. Stop talking about that girl behind her back. Y'all have talked to everybody about Tiara's drinking situation, except for Tiara, and it's ridiculous. So when we see Keyshia again, she is in the studio with A1 dropping some beats, A1 says even though he knows that he's not supposed to be working with other female artists other than Lyrica, so they can get the, is it called the Adia project, you know, going or whatever, he says that he could not miss the opportunity to work with Keyshia Cole. Lyrica says that A1 has been on a whole different tip ever since he's gotten on Hollywood, gotten his 7 singles on the charts or whatever. He's just been Mr. Hollywood, putting her project and working with her on the back burner. She says they were supposed to have a studio session today, but he called it off because he had something else going on with another artist. So she decides that she's just gonna go ahead and pop up to the studio. And who does she see working with her man? None other than Keyshia Cole. And she's super cool and calm, and you know, she says hey to Keyshia and all that good stuff. And Keisha's like, so Lyrica, you gonna, you know, help me write on this project? I would love to, you know, collaborate with you on the writing. And she's like, yeah, I would love to, maybe if I actually get invited to the next studio session. And I'm like, ooh, A1, you in trouble, it's going down. All right, so Keyshia lets them know she has to go take a meeting real quick, go take a phone call, whatever, and when she comes back, maybe her and Lyrica could work together on something. So Keyshia leaves, and Lyrica says that she's not mad at A1 because he's working with Keyshia Cole. He's mad because they used to be a team. When she first started getting big gigs as far as working with big names in the industry, she always called him and they always worked together. And she tells A1, you know, did I not help you write on Chris Brown's Party, which was a hit for you? He's like, yeah, you helped me out with that. And she's like, so what is that? He says, oh, baby, I just wasn't thinking like that. She says, okay, well, when I get my Grammy, I'm not gonna thank you, and I'm gonna say, oh, baby, I just wasn't thinking like that. She tells A1 that when nobody else saw your talent, I was pushing for you. I was telling this person and that person that they need to check you out, they need to listen to you. And you know I had my daddy around, and you know I had to work just as hard and twice as hard as everybody else. You know what I've been through. You know my cousin Pookie went to jail back in '97. You know my cousin Pookie went to jail. No, that one time that I heated my food up in the microwave and I thought it was finished, but it wasn't. It wasn't finished. And I went to go take a bite and it was still cold. You know about that. So Lyrica's hurt, and A1 says that he never meant to hurt her because they are a team and they do work well together. And he tells her, you know, and none of this would be possible without you. So he apologizes and he says he's going to do better, and hopefully they can go ahead and move forward from this, because I like them as a couple. I like them together. I don't want to see them break up, and especially if they're, you know, creative together. I think that's dope. So let's get into Teairra Mari. So Sisqó's kicking it with A1 and his pearls, and they're chilling. You know, Sisqó says that he had to take a night off from the whole Teairra drama and the whole alcoholic, it was just becoming too much for him. So he said he had to take a little break. So he's kicking it with A1, and in walks Moniece and Nia. Moniece and Nia roll up to confront Sisqó about taking Teairra to the detox center when they had already told him that the plan was to have an intervention and get her into rehab. Sisqó tells them that Teairra came to him crying in tears saying that she needed help, so that's why he took her to the detox center. And Moniece says, you know what, that she needs more than just a detox center. A detox center is for hangovers, and it's not for people who have a real addiction. Well, Moniece also says that this just hits way too close to home. She says that her family is currently in shambles because of addiction, so this just hits really close to home for her. So she says, she starts crying, and she says Teairra needs some real help. She needs help. And Sisqó, he's not trying to hear it. He says, don't tell me that I need to do more when y'all haven't done anything. At least I took her to the detox center. What have y'all done for her? And I'm like, okay, okay, whatever. I get it's not really a contest of who's done more for her. If the girl needs help, the girl needs help, and that should be our main focus here. All this pitter patter in between doesn't matter. The girl needs help. Let's get the girl some help. A1, who's over here in all this, says, well, he did see Teairra down a whole bottle of Honey Jack at his house, so Moniece might be onto something. Moniece, who is just too emotional to go on, ends up leaving with Nia, and that's the end of that scene. So Teairra is in the studio with Sisqó, dropping some beats. Okay, so if y'all wonder why I always say dropping some beats when people are in the studio, it's because of Nene Leakes. When she was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, there's this episode where they were in, I think, like Mexico or something. She starts going back and forth with Claudia Jordan. And before that, she was telling Kandi, she was like, Kandi, why don't you look up some studios and see if we can go drop some beats? And the face she made is just so hilarious. That's why. You know that I'm bad. Ain't know that I'm bougie. What are the chances that we will never, ever, 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 ever hear this song again? I'm gonna say about 100% chance. Y'all know how these Love and Hip Hop folks do. They be all up in the studio dropping some beats, but they never release them beats. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm rooting for Tierra. I would love to see her get back in the music scene because when she was coming out, it really seemed like she was on the come up, and then she put out that album, she performed for Destiny's Child, and it was just like poof. Tierra who? Next time we saw her, Soulja Boy was being her sponsor, and that was that. So Tierra comes out the booth and she sits down and talks with Sisqó, and Sisqó's like, so how do you feel about the music? While he's drinking some alcohol, some brown liquor right in front of this girl who we say is alcoholic. You gonna sit here and drink some liquor? Okay, Sisqó. But we know that he doesn't believe that she's alcoholic in the first place, so it's whatever to him. She says that she feels confident about it. She feels good about the music. She says what they need to do is they need to do a video, they need to do an EP release party. Sisqó says that he's happy to get Tierra back in the studio. He says that this is all the therapy that she needs. All her friends talking about she's an alcoholic. She ain't no alcoholic. Even though homegirl said to you, I would rather talk to a bottle than talk to you about my problems, but whatever. But Tierra wants to know what's going on with Sisqó because she said that he's looking a little weird. And I'm like, oh no, baby, that's just the head. It's just the way his head's shaped. It's just, you know, it's like a little, whatever. Well, Sisqó says, you know, your friends, they keep coming at me saying that you're an alcoholic, and Moniece and Nia pulled up on me the other day when I was out with A1 talking about you're an alcoholic and getting on me for taking you to the detox center. And she's like, well, did you have my back? And he's like, don't ever question me. She's like, you know what, whatever, I'm done. And she gets up to leave. And she's like, all I'm asking you was what was said. And did you have my back? Like, what did you say? And he's like, you know, if you even have to question that, then you shouldn't be in this relationship or whatever he said. And I'm like, why is he so damn confrontational? Just tell the girl what you said, goddammit. So Sisqó tells her your friends said that they wanted to do an intervention and give you like a lifetime of treatment. And he tells her, you know what, I think your friends are jealous of you. I don't think your friends are your real friends. I think that you need to, I think you need to reevaluate who your friends are. You can't be out here trusting everybody, you know what I'm saying? Know what I mean? You know what I mean? And she's like, I have no friends. So Tierra is pissed at Moniece and Nia, so she pulls up on them and she's like, why are y'all out here talking behind my back? So, you know, y'all out here talking to my man instead of talking to me about this problem that y'all say I have that I don't actually have. Tierra says, I don't have a problem. Yeah, sometimes I drink excessively, but you know, who doesn't? But Tierra says, but I don't wake up with a fifth to my mouth. And Nia says, well, did you have a drink today? And she says, well, no, actually I didn't. And I'm like, just like an alcoholic. Girl, you know damn well you had a couple shots today. Like, how are you gonna just ask her that? Because if she is truly an alcoholic, you're not gonna get a straight answer anyway, because you guys are trying to prosecute her and she's not trying to be prosecuted. Moniece says, look, I'm in the middle of moving. I got stuff to do. I don't got time to be sitting here arguing with Tierra Marie about her drinking problem. So Moniece tells her, look, if you need anything, I will be there for you. You know, I'm here for you. Tierra lets them know, well, stop talking about me behind my back because that's not being a good friend. So we see Sisqó walking into an apartment. He has a gift in his hand. We assume that it's going to be Tierra Marie's apartment, but hold up, y'all. Y'all know how Love and Hip Hop is. It's messy. So Sisqó walks into the apartment. He says that, you know, he just needs a little break from this whole Tierra situation. So apparently he's found him a new little thing to mess around with on the side. He reaches into the bathroom. He says, here, baby, put this on. And who comes out in this lingerie? None other than this girl who I guess is Sisqó's side piece. She says to Sisqó, oh, baby, you love me? And Sisqó's like, hold up. Wait. Sisqó says, okay, so you really going there with it. And she's like, you know what, it's me and you, baby. It's me and you. This is some Bonnie and Clyde stuff right here. You know, ride or die. West Side, Rough Rider, till we die, baby, baby. She didn't say all that, but y'all get the gist, right? So apparently she is not sure exactly what her position is. He wants her to just be a side piece, but she's looking for love. So Moniece is out to dinner with her boo, AD. She's telling AD about the whole Tierra Marie situation, how she just wants to help her and she doesn't want help. AD's like, you know what, look, if somebody doesn't want help, you can't give them help. It is what it is. And in comes Ray like a damn tsunami, and he comes and he's just seems like he's just so distraught, and he sits down at the table and they're like, weren't we supposed to be meeting you at the hookah bar? Like, what are you doing here at dinner right now? And he's like, we gotta talk now. So Ray brings up what happened at Masika's event with him and Zell going at it. And of course they were there. So Moniece says, you know what, I think the thing is we just expected more of you. And he's like, so that's why Masika is more mad at me than she is Zell? I just don't understand it. And she says, yeah, we expected you to, I don't know, be more professional and do better. We know how Zell is. So Ray says, oh, okay, well, me and Zell need to have some words or whatever. So Moniece says, well, him and Masika are gonna go get their nails done. And Ray's like, that's our thing! So he says, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull up on them there. So Zell is getting petties with Masika, and he apologizes to Masika for acting an ass and making a scene at her event. And she accepts his apology. She just says, you know, we just need to keep you and Ray apart. She says that, you know, if Zell and Ray would actually shut up and listen to each other, they could probably be best friends, maybe even lovers. And I'm like, ugh, this whole thing is irritating me in so many ways because Masika and Moniece are treating these men like they are some type of accessories. Gay men are not your accessories, ladies. Gay men are not your accessories. Stop calling gay men your gay best friend. No, that's your best friend. That is your best friend. So as if on cue, in walks Ray, and Masika's like, how did you even know that we were here? And Ray's like, so you taking him to the same place that you taking me now? And Ray's like, come over here and suck on these toes. And Ray's like, nah, I don't do toes, baby. But Masika, I'm glad to see that you are helping the animals out. I'm glad to see that you went to the animal shelter and adopted an animal. And Zell says, well, what animal am I so that I could be there? And he says, well, you know, you're like a Tasmanian devil. And here comes Zell. Whoosh, do, 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 do. That's my Zell attacks music. So here comes Zell. Do, 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 do. And he goes to attack Ray. Ray looked terrified. Like, if you watch that scene back and stop Ray's face, he just seemed like he was about to get his ass whooped and he knew it. Ray steps out to the side, security comes in and they got Zell, they got him up. Apparently Zell cut himself a little bit. He was mad about that, but that's what happens when you're just jumping all over the place, acting a goddamn fool. Ray says to Zell, oh, forget all that Hollywood stuff, you can come catch this fade outside. But something deep down in my heart tells me that Ray actually didn't want that problem. Last but not least, y'all, we got Hazel E. So Hazel E is doing a photo shoot and she says, you know, her boo Rose Burgundy has kind of been cramping her style. He's been getting on her nerves lately. She knows that he wants to have his moment of time, but right now it's time for Hazel E to shine, baby. Rose comes up in the photo shoot. He's popping a bottle. The photographer is like, how about we not? And Hazel E takes 10. She goes to talk to Rose Burgundy and he's like, you know, I just want to know, like, is it the Hazel and Rose show or is it just the Hazel show? Because it feels like it's just the Hazel show. Hazel says, okay, well, if we cancel the Hazel show, then how we gonna eat? Hazel lets us know that, you know, she's the one that's paying the bills right now. So she pretty much confirms to us that she is this boy's sugar mama. And there ain't nothing wrong with that, okay? Do your thing, girl. She says, before I boost Rose's career, I gotta hold down and stay down for the crown, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, girl, I don't know what you're saying. But she tells Rose, you know what, I have this thing going with Safari, so, you know, and if y'all talk to him and some other people and see if we can get you set up a little something, okay? Mama gonna take care of you, baby. You know mama gonna take care of you. We see Chanel in the studio with Safari, and she's doing her song, New Bae. She comes out the booth to talk to Safari, and Safari says, you know, I'm really feeling the song. It sounds like it could be a hit. He says, you know, have you ever had a black bae before? And I'm like, is Safari trying to shoot his shot with Chanel? Because some of the things he keeps saying just seems like he's trying to get a little bit more than a working relationship out of this situation. So in walks Hazel E and he introduces Hazel and Chanel to each other because he wants Hazel E to help out with Chanel and wants her to help out with the New Bae video. Hazel says, you know, I'm glad to help Chanel out, but you know, what I'm seeing right now from Chanel is, you know, she looks like she's this little hippie chick. So if that's who you are, then that's who you need to be. You know, we can't be anything else because then that would be fraud. And I'm like, Hazel E talking about being a fraud. Well, girl, takes one to know one, huh? So Chanel's like, she's kind of peeping the little shade that she's throwing. And she's like, I don't know if Hazel's trying to throw shade, but if she is, all right, bitch, let's go. And I was like, yeah, definitely it does seem like Hazel's pretty much trying to say, white girl, be a white girl. So Chanel tells Hazel, you know what, we really want to do a video for Nube. I would love for you to help out. I just want to let you know I can be like a little bit opinionated, but I'm down to vibe with you and see, you know, what we can create together. And Hazel's like, you know what, I'm down. Hazel says that they're going to make this moment epic. So we are at the video shoot for Chanel's song Nube, and Hazel is directing it. She brought out the models and the bikes. You know, she got it all set up, all kind of like a gritty, like, street scene. Safari comes on set and he's like, you know, I really like what I see. She didn't send me a treatment for the video, which I guess the treatment is something that the director would send the artists and send the managers and, you know, send the people that need to have it so that they know exactly how everything's going to be set up, how it's going to play out, you know, all that good stuff. Hazel says, I brought the street cred for Chanel's wannabe hood look. Chanel comes in and she says, everything looks good even though I didn't get a treatment. And I'm like, okay, so this treatment is obviously important and it's gonna be a problem. Hazel says, you know, Chanel just needs to worry about being the artist and let her worry about all that extra stuff. And I'm like, fraud. So the stylist that I assume that Hazel hired is trying to do Chanel's accessories and Chanel isn't feeling it. She's like, you know what, I already got the rollie on, we don't need all that extra stuff. And then Hazel's like, okay, well, we got this choreography that, you know, if you could just learn this real quick. And Chanel's like, choreography? I'm not about to learn no choreography at the last minute, especially in this dirt and hills. Like, no, I'm not doing that. And Hazel's like, oh, see, that's the problem with you young folks. And she keeps saying this throughout the episode. And I'm like, how old is Hazel for real, though? But she says that's the problem with these young folks. You know, they don't want to listen. They think they know everything. They want to do their own thing. Hazel says to her, oh, also, by the way, playing Nube is going to be my bae, Rose Burgundy. I guess it's supposed to be the gig that she got him. And Chanel's not feeling that either. She's like, I don't want to be all up on this guy. I don't know this guy. I don't care if he's from Inglewood, Compton, whatever. I don't know. I don't want to do that. Hazel starts to get irritated at this point because Chanel's not feeling anything. And Chanel's saying, you know what, had you sent me a treatment, I would have been more prepared for everything that we would be getting into today. So Hazel says, you know what, go ahead and play the track. Everything, you know, that I had planned is kind of getting messed up here. So let's go ahead and play the track and see how this goes, whatever. Okay, go ahead, play the track. So they play the track and Chanel starts, you know, doing her thing. And Hazel stops it and she's like, you know what, I'm not feeling this. This is not working out for me. They're back there doing actual choreography and you're just kind of freestyling it. And Chanel's like, well, I'm not gonna learn choreography last minute. That's just not what I do. That's a professional. And Hazel, I guess that triggers her. She's like, professional? I've been professional, da 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 da. And she starts just going at it and going back and forth with Chanel. And Chanel's like, I'm the artist. You don't talk to the artist like this. And Hazel's like, you know what? Get off my set. So she's trying to kick Chanel off of the set of her own video, or so we thought was her video. It looks like she tried to, you know, get at Chanel, trying to fight her, but security stopped her from doing that. You know, her and Chanel are going back and forth, and then all of a sudden, this part killed me. I was like, love and hip hop. Y'all deserve an Emmy. Y'all have taken it to the next level with this scene right here. So out of nowhere, Hazel E is like, you know what? Play my track. As a matter of fact, just play my track. So they play her song and she falls perfectly in formation with the dancers and they start doing her choreography, and all of a sudden she knows the whole entire A count and they're doing the choreography perfectly to her song. And Chanel is in the back like, what the hell is going on? It's like a damn flash mob or something just happened. And she's like, you know, obviously the fact that she already had her track and they already had this A count set out, this was obviously her plan in the first place, was to turn this video into her own video, which she did. And I was, oh my gosh, that part was hilarious to me. Well, that's all I have to say about this week's episode. Tell me what you guys thought about the episode down in the comments. Let's go ahead and talk about it. I love you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure that you guys follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Stairway to Devin. That is DEVEN. And everything else that I will do is just, it's gonna be Stairway to Devin. So if you wanna follow me, you wanna stalk me, you know what I'm saying, you wanna know what I'm up to, you know what I'm doing all the time, so whatever, you know what I'm saying, you wanna follow me, go ahead and follow me. It's at Stairway to Devin, alright? Okay, well, anyways, thanks for being a friend. Bye.